get the password later. So our power armor is... Where's the institute again? Ha! Oh, I'm still pretty confident with how things are going. I think we're doing fairly well. Yeah, I'd like to know what the ratings are for some of your companions to actually be able to unlock things or do specific stuff for you. Ah!
Theoretical limits are made to be broken.
I'm gonna have to tell my son I'm disappointed in him. Son, I'm back. I have a helmet. Son!
I'm glad to see you return safely. I know the task was difficult, but I needed you to see firsthand how dangerous a rogue synth can be.
But it's just one. It's just one.
The Institute created that synth, so the Institute is responsible for what it does.
I disagree. A synth is no more inherently evil than a handgun. When a man dies by gunshot, is the weapon's maker blamed? Of course not. The blame rightly falls on he who pulled the trigger. Yes, we created the synth. But whether they intended to or not, the Railroad's agents turned it into a killer. But enough about that. The task is done. And you've returned our synth safely to us. I couldn't have hoped for a better outcome. Well done. While you were away, I had quarters prepared for you. You'll find all the basic necessities, as well as a generous stock of arms and equipment.
Neat
Go and have
stuff.
a look. I think you'll be quite pleased.
Better not be any of that energy weapon crap. I will say the Institute is beautiful. I love the look of it. But I'm still not 100% sold on them, to be honest. Like, I know it's my son, but we don't agree on
Now you'll have a
things.
place to stay that's far safer than any on the surface.
And he's not paid attention to what my character looks like. The last thing I'm worried about is people on the surface. I'm just gonna hop in the shower here. Where are poppy pins? Ooh, piece of candy. I still am finding it hard to make my way around sometimes in the Institute. It is kind of a complicated place, especially when I run in circles. So I assume my quarters are here? Somewhere?
Don't make excuses. You're clearly defective.
Your new quarters are here, sir.
Hey.
Disassembled. We can use your components to make something that's actually useful.
When you're finished here, sir, Father wants to see you.
That's not too bad at digs. That is to jumper though. I don't know, Bunker Hill. I don't know, I really just all this time to get my son. This is it. I was the leader of the Institute as my son. This is it. This is the quarters that I get. What's this jumpsuit look like at least? Okay, that's the jumper. Clean room suit. You serious? This is the garbage they've given me? This tiny ass little place? Yeah, let's... I don't know. I don't know. Let's get some sleep. Now, I feel like we're coming up to a crux where I'm gonna have to decide which faction I want to go with. Bathroom. See, it's just it's a really, I don't know.
There's a lot of hubris around here lately, and I don't care for it.
I don't know how I feel about the Institute. I really don't, because they're yes, they are scientists, but they're very black and white in certain concepts. Like, the synth are possessions, they're not people. And yes, they are created, but so are
Hello,
children.
Father. Tell me, what would you do when someone has stolen from you?
Well, seeing as my playthrough has been me breaking people's faces,
After everything I've been through to find you, I think you already know.
I'm sorry, Father. Of course. You're right. The group that calls themselves the Railroad have acquired several synths from the Institute. Synths that had gone missing in recent months. They no doubt mean to free these synths, in their delusion that synths are somehow sentient beings. You've been in contact with the Railroad, so you're aware of their misguided beliefs.
They mean well. They're only doing what they think is right.
You dealt with Libertalia. That's the result of their selfish, short-sighted plan. Usually they are a minor nuisance, but lately they have become more emboldened. I'm afraid we've reached the point where a response is necessary. We have learned the current location of these synths, and need to reacquire them before the Railroad can hide them.
I'm not sure why you'd bother.
Aside from taking back our property, we must teach them a lesson, as it were, and quickly at that. But it's important that we act on this soon, before the Railroad has any indication we've tracked them. We also don't want the Brotherhood of Steel getting wind of the presence of the synths. That would only complicate matters.
Is it just me, or will I have backup?
Of course, sir. We'll be waiting for you outside Bunker Hill. You'll have support should you need it. But we want to keep this small.
I don't know. Like, I've been working with the Railroad all the way up until this point.
Broken.
Like, do I really turn on them?
Bunker Hill must be dealt with, if for no other reason than to make a point.
Like, I really don't know. Like, there are points to both. And there are good points and bad points to both as well. After a long day of playing other games and everything else, like, this is a big moral decision for me to make. I've got to go with the Institute. Yes, essentially what is happening is slavery. Don't get me wrong. But with all the work you put into the game to find your son, I can't go against what he wants, right? He believes this is what is best for the synth. And maybe he's right. Maybe they're not happy as human. You know, they do forget the fact that they ever were synths, so they do lose all aspect of who they were. Yeah, in this character I haven't done a single Brotherhood of Steel quest. I was working with the Railroad very early on, and now that I've come across the Institute, I don't know. I've got to side with my son on this one, I think, and I kind of feel like a douche.
It makes up for in greed. No wonder it. Someone was expecting trouble, or asking for it.
Oh my god, Nick, are you fucking serious? I don't know where Nick left his power armor. Because there's mine. God damn it, Nick. It's not there. Oh well, I'll worry about it later. Alright. Yeah, Harkon. But again, like, that's dependent on what you consider life. Whenever these synth are given an artificial mind, decisions they make. You know, it's the path they've led and the trail they've blazed.
Yeah, the line at the car wash was super long. Took me forever.
Your attempt at humor
And technically,
is wasted. Our targets are inside. 4 synths under railroad protection.
These synths
majority of the settlement is
become people when their memories are changed.
The situation appears to have escalated. A covert approach is likely impossible. We move in, secure the synths, and I relay out with them back to the Institute. Clear? The mission's parameters just changed. We're going shooting. Requesting backup relay now.
No, the Brotherhood are there. I'm not going in yet. See, it's not the matter of whether they're alive, because technically, no, they wouldn't be alive because they're autonomous, right? Ow!